Hello lovely human beings, it's Lauretta with Sparrowhawker Designs. Welcome back to my channel. So I'm here to share with you my next crazy quilt project. So I made, let's see, I made six 12 by 12 blocks that I'm going to put in the center of this project. I sewed them onto a foundation of muslin using my flip and sew method that I learned from Judith Baker Montano. So I have a video actually up on how to do the flip and sew method. So you can, it's an older one back when I first started. I'm kind of annoying, but you know, it's a free tutorial. What can I say? Anyway, so I've got these 12 that I'm going to put in the center, and I left really big splotches of fabric on these 12 by 12, I'm sorry, 6 of them, 12 by 12 blocks. The reason I left some pretty big spaces, well darn, that's only 3 of them. I don't know where the other 3 are. The reason I left such big spaces on these is because I'm going to try and use, oh here we go. Here's the other 3. That's right, because I got 2 rows. Anyway, love this painting. So this painting and this one are actually all one painting. She's kind of closer in the foreground and they're in the back. Anyway, I printed it out on fabric and then cut it in 2. Anyway, so the reason that I did kind of these big pieces surrounding these smaller things is because I'm going to try to incorporate some of my orphan blocks like this. Once these are sewn together, I'm going to have even more big spaces. So I might not do like the whole thing on it. I might just do half, you know, like something like that. But I have quite a few of these Grandmother's Flower Garden orphan blocks. I think I have like 18 of them or something like that, that all came from the same source. Now these were outlined in a purple fabric. You can see there was another row, but the edges of them were really frayed, and I don't know, I also wanted them slightly smaller, so I just cut that last row off. I might put something in the middle because I don't really care for this middle fabric too much. It doesn't really go with the quilt. Anyway, so that's kind of what I'm thinking for those. And then surrounding these, so I'm going to have 3 of these 6 blocks. And so surrounding those, I'm doing 6-inch. So 6-inch blocks along the top, 6-inch blocks along the bottom, and then 2 rows of 6-inch on the side, which I went on ahead and sewed together. So this is like the ones that are going to be on the top. Now these, I did not do a flip and sew method. These are actually like pieced blocks. That's just like a crazy quilt template kind of thing. And I put them, I fussy cut a bunch of bird fabric, butterfly fabric, that kind of thing. Now what I've done with these is so I just pieced these together, and I ironed the seam allowance open so that it lays flat, and so you don't have as much to embroidery through. You don't have as much bulk. And then I took a, they call this a tearaway, but it's also just like a one-sided fusible. I think it's SF 101 by Pellon, P-E-L-L-O-N, SF as in San Francisco, 101 is what it's called. But you can use other stuff, because I did substitute, because my store ran out of SF 101, and I substituted it with something else anyway, so one side feels very much like just like a regular cotton fabric, and the other side is sticky, and I just ironed it on because for one thing, I just wanted a little more, something more stable when I do my embroidery, since there's no muslin backing on these. Yeah, and the reason that I use this particular kind is because there's no drag on my needle. Like the needle doesn't get gummed up with this like it does with some fusible papers. Anyway, and so like I said, I went on ahead and did 4 blocks together on a lot of these, on the side ones. And I just mixed it up with some purple, green, yellow, pink, blue. That's basically it. There's a little bit of, a little bit of kind of this, I don't know what you call color that is. Oh, it's not really an orange, but it's kind of an orange. Anyway, every now and then you'll find some images that I also had printed out on fabric, and they were not the exact right size for any of the pieces, so I just kind of glued it down on top of the center piece, and then once I sewed the pieces together, it just sewed right in, so it's not going anywhere. And then I'm going to put embroidery over it, so you know. But anyway, you can see on the back here, so when I sewed the 4 blocks together, I also pressed the seams open so that, you know, not as much bulk. So I made all of the 6-inch ones individually, and then I sewed them together in, you know, sections like this. So, excuse me. my voice just gave out on me. So yeah, that's going to be, these are going to line the big, you know, they're going to be on here's the big 12 by 12 ones, so these will be on the outside. So, something a little different in dealing with kind of lots of flowers and garden themes and leaves and birds and butterflies, and yeah. So anyway, I think I'm going to try as much as I can to do as much of this on camera as I can. I'm not guaranteeing it. I'm not guaranteeing that I'm going to be able to do all of it in front of a camera, because for one thing, my stitching I do when I'm in front of the TV, and so it's a little awkward, I think, to stitch on camera. But this I already embroidered. And the reason for it was, this is a little watering can with the year 2021. The reason I did that was because I had, once I put the fusible on, I wouldn't be able to see through it. And I wanted to put this on a light box, because I traced this from, I think it's one of Kathy Schmitz's books. But anyway, and once the fusible was on, I was afraid I wouldn't be able to see well enough to trace it. So I went on ahead and traced this onto this fabric. Then I sewed the block together, and then I put the fusible on the back. So, but yeah, I wanted something that had the year on it. So yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to try to do as many of these as I can on camera. I have no idea what I'm going to talk about, so there might be long, drawn-out sections of me doing nothing, or me saying nothing anyway. In addition to doing some of kind of incorporating the orphan blocks, I think I'm also going to do a little bit of applique, so some flower applique. Let's see, what have I got in here? I think I'm going to do, well, this is going to go on the quilt somewhere. Jeanette made this for me in our swap, and it actually had a pin, like a paperclip pin on the back of it, and I took that off, and I'm going to actually sew this somewhere on this quilt. But yeah, I might do some some applique flowers, and you know, I might do a fan, and I might even do like some, I don't know, like some, like an applique flower like that, you know, something like that, somewhere on here, so you guys will get to see me do applique. Oh my gosh, that's gonna be fun. It's so funny because I actually can do needle turn applique kind of okay. I don't really have so much trouble with the sewing part. It's the getting the applique. Like, I always want to make one of those big applique quilts, like a Rose of Sharon or something, and I can never get the pieces onto the blocks correctly. They're always like, you know, warped, or you know, one flower's way over here and the other ones are, you know, I can do the applique, I just can't get the stuff on the block for some unknown reason. I don't know. Anyway, so yeah, so that's my plan for my next crazy quilt project. I will try to, like I said, try to do as much of it as I can on camera. This is going to be a little bit smaller than the piece I just finished, so. I'm also working on a slow stitch project, which is all my own embroidery designs. Yay! Okay guys, that's all from me for now. I hope you guys are having a lovely day. I hope you have a lovely weekend, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye!